If you look beneath the surface of the websites and applications you use every day, you hit the bedrock of the internet. It is a layer of digital infrastructure that runs the world, and it is filled with ancient flaws we haven't even noticed. Take Open BSD. It has a legendary reputation for security and runs critical systems all over the globe. But for 27 years, it harbored a hidden defect. Anyone who initiated a remote connection could crash a machine, and no human auditor caught it. Or look at ffmpeg, the multimedia code inside practically every video platform on Earth. Automated testing tools executed one specific line of its code 5 million times without finding a memory flaw that had been sitting there for 16 years. Both of these flaws were finally caught in a matter of days. A still unreleased artificial intelligence model hunted them down entirely without human guidance. Standard automated tools and highly trained security researchers have missed the actual scale of the problem. Human-scale auditing is no longer sufficient to map the true threat surface of our modern software. The system that found those bugs is an experimental model from Anthropic called Claude Mythos Preview. In a single week, it autonomously identified thousands of critical zero-day vulnerabilities across every major operating system and web browser currently running. This is a chart comparing vulnerability reproduction rates on the CyberJim benchmark. While Anthropic's best public model, Opus 4.6, sits at roughly 66%, Mythos Preview clears 83%. This performance gap signals the collapse of the vulnerability window, the time between a flaw being discovered and bad actors exploiting it. In the AI era, that window has shrunk from months down to minutes. Anthropic did not treat these results as a marketing victory. They viewed this data as a signal of a literal security emergency. Finding catastrophic exploits used to require rare, expensive human expertise. Now, it has become a near-instantaneous automated function. This highlights the dual-use nature of frontier AI. The exact same reasoning capabilities that make a model perfect for auditing and fixing code also make it a potent tool for attackers. Anthropic cannot simply hide the model to solve the problem. Adversarial nations and rogue actors are already developing equivalent systems, and those offensive capabilities will eventually proliferate. Anthropic's countermeasure is Project Glasswing, a coalition of the companies that maintain the global technology stack, including AWS, Apple, Broadcom, Microsoft, Cisco, and CrowdStrike. The coalition is strictly defensive. Anthropic is providing $100 million in usage credits, so these organizations can immediately hunt down and patch flaws across their networks. Anthropic is attempting to force a faster patching cycle, hardening critical systems before offensive AI models reach the open market. A large portion of this effort is focused on open-source infrastructure. These volunteer-maintained projects serve as the structural foundation for the vast majority of the internet. The recent boom in AI coding assistance has complicated this. We are now generating a massive volume of new software, and almost all of it relies on those same open-source foundations. Legacy open-source institutions were never designed to absorb this level of downstream dependency or manage the security risks of AI-generated code at this scale. To address this, Anthropic donated $4 million to the Linux and Apache software foundations. This allows maintainers to use Mythos Preview to audit the code that underpins the digital economy. If AI is not used to audit the foundations it is actively helping to build, the compounding vulnerability surface will eventually lead to systemic failure. Claude Mythos Preview is strictly quarantined and will not be released to the general public. Access is limited to approved organizations defending critical infrastructure, with pricing set firmly for enterprise security budgets. Anthropic is using this restricted rollout as a learning environment. By gathering feedback from real-world defensive operations, they can build robust safety guardrails for future models. This chart shows the permanent shift in the threat model. Cyber attacks no longer scale based on human labor or exploit kit economics. Instead, they scale according to exponential AI capability curves. Security outcomes are now determined by the speed and scale of competing model architectures. A race condition occurs when two systems compete to reach the same resource first. That is exactly what is happening in cybersecurity today. For decades, critical bugs have survived in the dark. Now, the deepest hiding places in our digital infrastructure have been illuminated. The integrity of our digital systems now depends on whether a defensive coalition can patch these vulnerabilities faster than malicious actors can weaponize them.